Hey guys, Seedoeatreview here at the Banksia Tree Cafe. Fabian, welcome.
Thanks, mate.
How long
Thank
have
you
owned the Banksia Tree Cafe, mate?
So we opened in May 2019. So that'll
COVID
be
times.
100%, right? Yeah, we had about 9 months of trade before it all kind of went a bit odd.
Yeah.
Which was cool for us because we didn't really know what to expect anyway. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be 6 years in May next year.
So that would have been tough times then, huh? But you wouldn't really know what to expect because your business wouldn't have been fully established back then.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we were in a very lucky situation in that we weren't stuck in our ways. We didn't have a lot of regular things that we always did. So it was really easy to, what do they call it, pivot?
Yep.
And honestly, I think we did a really good job of pivoting. We transitioned away from brunch into lunch and dinners.
Yes.
I became our delivery driver.
Yes.
We jumped on Uber as we hadn't been on it yet.
Yep.
We did grocery packs.
Okay.
You know, I had suppliers who were ringing me saying, "Do you want anything?"
Yeah.
I've got pallets of canned goods. I've got pallets of pasta and toilet paper.
Yeah. Oh no, that was good when I did that. I used Lot 100 where they had their packs as well, and they showed how to cook them and stuff like that. Are you from a chefing background yourself? What's
That's
your
right.
background? We just started off straight into it.
Yeah.
Did this used to be a cafe beforehand?
No. So the building actually for a long time was a hairdressing salon.
Okay.
After it was a chemist.
Yep.
Many moons ago. Then for a short time it was a hot dog bar before we found it.
Okay. And you come from, what's your background in all this?
So I'm a chef. I've been a chef for now close to 20 years.
Jeez, whereabouts did you start?
I started at a restaurant in Glenelg actually called The Strand.
Yeah. I'm a Melbourne boy, so I'm not really
familiar. It's been there for a long time.
I know of it,
Yeah. So I started there before travelling over to London and France with my wife Hayley, who is the co-owner.
Yep.
So we travelled around Europe and the UK working in hospitality. And then we went to Canada for a couple of years as well and worked in Canada and the US before coming back to Oz. But yeah, chefing is kind of what I've
Were you doing chefing over there?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, so much stuff you pick up, do you?
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Because I've eaten here, guys, and the menu is unique. And I was going to say it had a very Asian bent to it because I tried the exo crab scramble, and my friend Jess had the chicken, the BFC.
BFC. Yes. Yep.
So, but then I saw your sides, and your sides have a different, not very much Asian as well. So, what elements are you bringing to the new menu?
Look, for us, about 6 months ago, we sat down and we kind of said, what is modern Australian cuisine when you talk about brunch?
Yeah.
It's very broad.
Broad as, man.
Yeah. So we sort of dialed it down and made it a little bit more narrow for what's true to the Banksia tree.
Yep.
For us, as long as we're using local produce that's in season, even if we can use produce that is sustainably grown and sourced, and has a little bit of a native element to it, then that's going to be Banksia.
Oh, cool.
Right, so we, with this new menu that we rolled out a few weeks ago, we sort of decided to go hyper-seasonal.
Yes.
And we can now change this menu as frequently as we like. So at the moment with our exo broccoli, it's really tasty, it's really in season. The moment that we feel maybe a bit bored of it or broccoli goes out of season, we can switch that to something else straight away.
What's something on the menu that you can't take away that the locals will arc up about?
I think...
Give me a little sneak preview, guys. Take a look at that.
I mean, I think the French toast has been on there since day one.
Yeah?
The exo crab has been on there since day one in some shape or form.
Yes.
But, you know, a lot of the things sort of come and go. They stay, they get revamped.
Yep.
Maybe they'll leave and sort of come
back. It's nice
back.
to leave people wanting more as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the halloumi on fire myself.
Yeah.
That was fantastic as well. And as I'm finding, it's very local based, very native as well.
Yeah.
Where are your suppliers? Give shout outs to who you actually use that are supplying around local.
So AMJ Produce supply us with most of our fruit and veg.
Yep.
We also use the fruit and veg shop across the road. Pretty much, you can almost see it from here. Farmer Joe.
Yeah.
So we use those guys. Two Gulfs crab are literally only out at North Haven, and they fish out in the waters here. So we use their crab that's picked right here.
Yeah.
For all of our native stuff, if we don't get it through AMJ produce, we actually go out and forage it ourselves.
Oh.
So there's a lot of it that I grow at home.
Yeah.
But if I ever make a trip down to the Coorong or along the beaches, and we see something that we can use, or a lot of the saltbush. Yeah. The saltbush grows along a lot of the highways and the streets around the place. There's a few bushes in Port Adelaide that we actually go and have a little snip from occasionally.
Yes.
So yeah, as much locally foraged stuff as we can.
That's what I love. That's what I loved about this menu. But it's not just carnivore menu either. There's plenty of vegan eats as well, mate. What do the vegan, like the bougie banana bread, just sounds like heaven to me as well. Egg slut. Funny about that name. I know there's a restaurant named on it. It just doesn't feel right to me. I know some people love it. I'm like yucky with it all, but
look, it's one of those things. We always wanted to have something on our menu that is eye-catching.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit controversial. Maybe a little bit tongue-in-cheek and a bit fun. Yeah. But honestly, did you have it?
No, I didn't have it. I didn't have it.
It's probably one of the more delicious breakfast sandwiches that I've ever had.
Yes.
So it's got a bit of spice in it. It's got your egg. It's got a hash brown.
Yeah.
It's got cheese.
Is that your favourite thing on the menu? What's your favourite thing on the menu?
Oh, it's really difficult to choose because it changes, right?
Because your thing is so different that you can jump around. Like I love the leeks. Like I'll usually I do like a little potato and leek soup, but I don't know what to do with it at home enough to do something entertaining and it will catch the eye, and you do it over charcoals. It's absolutely gorgeous.
So I mean, something we haven't just talked about is the fact that we've got a wood fire grill in the kitchen. We treat fire and smoke as an ingredient as much as it is a cooking technique, and we think that a lot of what we use really absorbs that and actually changes in a positive way when cooked over fire versus just on gas or in a pan. So I've got to say my favourite really at the moment is the beetroot over coal.
Yes.
So
we had that.
Yeah, some beetroot that's kind of cooked off and then we roast it over the fire, and it's coming with smoked labna and some macadamia crumb. And
that's what I recommend. I recommend you just come in and order some sides, guys, and share it between the table, because it's one of those things that brings smiles to people's faces, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just the flavour that it imparts from there. You've got an amazing team in the background as well there as well.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. We are team run, so as owners we don't really tend to be on the floor very much. I like to give a lot of autonomy to our team and let them come up with ideas and do their own thing. And they do brilliant.
Is there anything that hasn't worked that you've gone, oh no, it's like too much or too little? Because I always look and go, okay, I'm not excited by bacon and eggs, but I know there's a market for it, because you've got to do the individual taste. With me, I'd like more heat, I need more heat, but I know that's not for everyone as well.
Right. We actually tried to take bacon and eggs off the menu for a short period of time, and there was a massive uproar, so we decided if we're going to keep it, let's do it to the best that we can. Let's get the best bacon that we can. Let's use pasture-raised eggs. Let's use sourdough from Rustico.
Probably
the best bread in Adelaide,
fantastic.
Right?
Handel Gourmet used for your bacon as well, yes? And Feather and Peck for your eggs. It's like, this is beautiful local. And as I said, like, my kids still love ham and cheese croissant. I still think, like, I want something more exciting, but there's always a market for it, because everyone's tastes aren't your own.
Yes.
So then you've got to try to find the balance as an owner to go, what do we keep on and what do we keep off? Is your wife a chef herself?
No, the opposite end of the scale. So she's worked front of house in a lot of the places that we worked at together. So she sort of takes care of looking after the front of house staff and rostering and things like that. But we often collaborate together on what's the feel that we want on the menu. And maybe about a year ago, we actually created sort of like the Banksia Tree values.
Cool. Okay.
And we really use them for training staff. But just recently, we've decided to implement that, and you can't see it in the camera, but it's actually printed up on the wall of what our values are. So we always look at what our menu is. Is it hitting those values? Because that's what's really Banksia Tree, and that's what defines us.
I always say, and this is me not because you're here, but I was like, to get me out of the house, I know I can do bacon and eggs, I do French stuff. I've got kids, I cook for them, I've got no problems with cooking, but I need a cafe to excite me if I want to come out and do it. And this is what I've found with your menu. You bring excitement you bring smiles to people's faces, and you bring a different thing which people can't do at home, which I absolutely love about it as well. So is that one of your things as well, where you go, what can't people do at home? Or
Yeah, do you know what, Shane? As a chef, going out for dinner, it's always a one or two ways experience, right? It's got to be better than what I can do myself, which I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but you know, I'm pretty handy in the kitchen. Or I don't really care and I just want someone else to feed me.
Yes.
Right? So we really wanted to make our menu that mix, as you've said, of classics, done well, right? Maybe we're using ingredients that you can buy yourself, but can everyone cook it over fire as well as we do? Can they put things together as nicely as my team can?
I can't do a daikon kimchi at home, mate. I can't do that.
Right, and I mean, when you consider the hot sauce that we've got, you know, we're fermenting that for 30 plus days, and a lot of people don't have the patience for that.
do not have the patience for it. But now you're bringing dinners to the Banksia Tree Cafe as well. So explain to people what's going to be on the menu for dinner that's going to be different from breakfast and lunch.
Look, so a lot of it is going to be using ingredients or suppliers we've already got, right? But I know that there's going to be a steak fritz on there using South Australian grass-fed steak from Narracourt. I know that there's going to be a crab pasta, and that's probably one of the most exciting things for me.
Pasta made here?
No, we're going to be using a locally made pasta, and forgive me, but I can't remember the name of the group. But again, that's going to feature our tomato sauce that's smoked in-house and the crab from North Haven. I know there's going to be a couple of vegan and vegetarian dishes on there as well, so we're wanting to sort of offer something for anyone who comes through the door.
Steak fritz? I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, so it's really just going to be a nice good piece of steak, cooked well, with a little bit of fries on the side, and maybe some smoked butter.
And you got cocktails here as well.
Yes.
As I said, I went, oh my goodness, where's the menu? Oh look, there is a banana bread old fashioned. I tried to get it here last time, but they were out. So I'm like looking, where else can I get a banana bread old fashioned? Do you do that side of it as well, or is that one of your other experts in the bag?
Look, for me, I like big, strong, bold flavors. I like things I can't get anywhere else. So Hayley and I, as well as the front of house team, we sort of collaborate on what do we think is going to work, but what do we like? Right? What's something that we like flavors of that we can pop on there that we don't see anywhere else?
And once again, it's one of those things that you look at it and go, what the heck's this? You know, it's one of those. Shout out to your coffee supplier as well, because you want a cafe, you want a good coffee as well. So who are you using?
Patio Coffee Roasters.
Yes. No, that's
yeah, Basil's been fantastic. Sarah, who's the trainer, she actually was our very first barista when we opened 5 years ago.
You see him growing and growing.
Right, awesome. so see that sort of come full circle, and to have her come in and train my staff is fantastic.
When is dinner starting? What are the hours?
October 10th.
Yes.
It's going to be Thursday, Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay, cool.
We're going to be opening the kitchen at 4:30, so if you've got kids, you don't have to wait till 5:30 to get the food into them. Thursdays is kids eat free.
Fantastic.
Friday, I believe we've got some cocktail specials and some jugs. And then on Saturday nights, I think we've got $8 wines as well.
Fantastic. Oh, which wine suppliers? I should give a shout out. Or do you not off by hand? Sorry, I'm just.
We're using Unico Zello from Gumaraka. Really good ethos behind what they do, and that really fits with what we're offering. As well as Paxton. Paxton. Right. Yeah, and occasionally you might find a bottle of Sharkies floating around as well.
What are you? Are you a beer drinker? Are you a wine drinker? What are you?
I am a beer drinker. I probably don't drink as much as what I used to.
You got Big Shed on here. I see.
Big Shed is just up the road. It's a no-brainer to use them. I love the Californicator.
It's so easy
That's
to drink,
one
isn't
of my
it?
favorites.
It's very sessionable.
So
I don't want to get into my craft beer drinking reviews here, but it's good you've got a bit of everything here as well. Guys, make sure to check it out. We're reaching 15 minutes. I'm going to split this interview in two. You're going to see two parts with Fabian. Thank you very much, bud. Come down, support local. When are you open during the week for breakfast and lunch? I should chuck that in as well.
Yeah, so we're open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. Kitchen till 2. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday from October 10th for dinners as well.
Come down, check it out, Fabian. Fantastic. Come down, check it out, guys. This menu, as I said, is absolutely astounding. It's going to blow your mind. Give it a go. Cheers, guys. Thanks, buddy.
No worries, mate.
Appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Let's do a pick for you.